excited for our guys. Good win, solid win. I thought we talked about it all week long. Youngstown, Coach Phillips does a great job. I think they're an improved team. They got a tremendous back. Anyone who's in the top 10 in the country in rushing yardage career-wise has some tools and has some talent. And, you know, there's a lot of positives here. I thought Cam did a really good job getting the ball out at different times. We're able to still able to run the football, you know, for a big chunk, which we need to be able to do. But that was a good football team. Some things we can clean up. We won the turnover battle, and you do that, you always have a great opportunity to win games. And I'll open it up for questions, guys.
Like today was a much hotter start, you know, both defensively and offensively for you guys. Did you kind of get that takeaway?
Yeah, I felt like we played pretty well for the first half, even the third quarter. The fourth quarter wasn't probably what we're looking for. Again, that's just me and my as I watch it from the sideline. Again, I'm going to watch the film a couple different times and may have a different opinion after that.
Matt, you got the production you're hoping for out of Joe with Noah being out. That's what you're expecting there?
Yeah, he's doing a great job. I think he's setting the edge, point of attack on a lot of our perimeter run game today. And even last week, you saw him starting to be utilized more in our pass game. I thought Cam did a great job that one. I can't remember if it was to Joe. I think it was on one of those wide delays where he had pressure in his face, kind of threw from a different arm slot. That was a really good play. Way to get the ball out of his hand.
Handle like the pitch count, so to speak, how you with Hunter Luepke?
Well, you just try to balance it. Part of it is, I think some of that is determined on Monday. Just we'll see, come back and see how he feels, see how he's doing. But we have a room full of talented running backs, and I didn't even look. You know, 13 carries again. You know, part of it probably a little bit. I think Kobe got banged up a little bit. I think we'll be fine, but right now we got to do what we need to do to win.
McLaughlin obviously got rolling for him. Was that more missed tackles or just his talent, or how would you describe just the...
Again, anyone who's in the top 10 ever in the NCAA has to have some talent. You just don't you don't have 4,000 yards just, you know, being lucky. So he's very talented. There's always going to be missed tackles in games. So for me to sit here and say there's not any missed tackles, that would be naive. But I hope, you know, I anticipate it's slightly better. Just looking at, you know, going into the game, I think they had given up about 6 or 7 TFLs all year long. I think we did a good job of creating some negative plays at different times. Can we be better on defense? Of course we can. He's just been more consistent at practice over the course of the last couple of weeks, and you know, it's a lot of times your feel with specialists is based on practice reps. Especially with a kicker, and he's hitting them in practice, and so we feel comfortable with him, and the guys up front are doing a great job in protection.
To give a knockout blow, I know maybe Cam held 1 too long around the second half, took a sack, and he had an interception.
You never want to take a sack. I think the protection was there. It was more of a coverage sack, but you know, something to learn from, and there's always things to learn from every game, and that's what I get excited about.
Player, what's the outlook on him?
Day to day. I think if it were a different situation, he might have been able to play today. I anticipate he practiced late in the week. I anticipate he'll be back Monday to practice.
8 penalties today. How do you feel? I know you don't want any, but where do you gauge yourself on where those penalties and when they happen during the game?
Yeah, Dom, I don't know if I have probably the patience to answer that question right now. It is frustrating. Because it's not something that we cover every day at practice. We have refs in here all the time. We talk about the impact of negative plays, and again, we'll go back and reevaluate them and get an opportunity to see kind of what was actually called. Because sometimes, I mean, those guys are doing the best job they can as well. And so for me to come in here and get up, I'm upset with some of them that work like, you know, I love Spence to death, but on third down, jumping off, those are things that we can't have.
I know you see him every day, but is Luepke the best player in FCS?
I don't know. He's a really good Bison, and we're fortunate to have a young man like him.
Describe the pass catch. You know, the running's been there, but his over-the-shoulder catch, keeping your feet in, so that's just something that not many receivers can do, let alone 250 pounds.
Also, you know, a tremendous ball was thrown. You know, I mean, don't forget the guy who threw it. Cam put it right on the money, and it was a great catch, but it was a great throw as well. The only guy in the dome could have caught it was Hunter. But he has great hands. We see it all the time. We're trying to utilize him as many ways as we can and hit him in the open field and get him in space because he's a load to tackle. He's got great vision, has great balance. And then you throw in there his ability to block at the point of attack. Pretty special player.
Did not finish the game in here.
Yeah, I came straight from the locker room. I didn't get a chance to see what happened. I know he was holding his shoulder, so I'll keep my fingers crossed for the best.
How would you rate the defense? Seemed early on, not many yards by Youngstown. They got a few as the game went on. Overall, just the defensive effort as a whole would be.
I seldom am ever going to question the effort. Are there things from an execution standpoint we can improve on? Probably. I could say that for all three phases of the game right now. And that's I would say that every week until I watch it. You don't really know, but are there some plays probably out there that we left? Of course, I know there was 2 interceptions that were probably coulda, shoulda, woulda. I told both Tutsie and DT they both owe me one down the road somewhere. They both smiled and said, "I got you, coach." But we got to come up with those plays. You work too hard to have one bounce off your hands.
It seemed like the crowd was certainly a factor. They had a couple false starts early on in that game.
It was really good. It was awesome. I think third home game in a row. The student section's been packed. Homecoming, we anticipate there being a tremendous crowd, and I think it was. I think they impacted the game a number of different ways. I still think it's tough for a quarterback to kind of have composure back there when it's 100 plus in decibels and it feels like the sound is suffocating you in the huddle or even in the pocket.
Cole Payton was like a 4th, 5th running back practically today. What does he bring to the offense for you guys?
Well, just like another big body. I mean, he's 225 pounds. He runs really well. He's gifted. He has a great command of the offense. It was good. We just got to continue to find ways that we can utilize him. He's a tremendous quarterback, and so let's make sure that he's a really good quarterback that can do a lot of things for us.
3 of 10 in the third down. You held them South Dakota to 1 of 10 last
Yeah.
week.
A lot of positives coming out of this, and you win the turnover margin, you get them off the field. I think we had close to 35 minutes time of possession. A lot of those things you would think would add up to Bison's success, and for the most part they did. We'll clean some things up. We got to get back to work, and that'll start tomorrow.
Things off defensively, obviously came out firing right away, and coach has been talking about trying to, get things going just a little bit sooner. How do you feel about you guys did that?
It was great, man. That was the biggest emphasis for us this week was starting fast on defense. We haven't done that, the past probably 2-3 games, but that was great to start fast. I think I don't know if it was a 3-and-out the first series, but we started really fast. We tackled a lot better at the beginning of the game, and that just put us in some better situations earlier in the downs and get them in some tough situations, 3rd and long and 2nd and long situations. So that was great to see and really inspiring for the rest of moving forward in the rest of the season.
What's it like going against that kind of running game with the back that they have back there? Kind of what's it like going up against a running game like that?
Yeah, you got great respect for everybody we play. Obviously, great running back. He has however many yards in his career. But a great running back, when you face guys like that, you just got to have outstanding tackling, make sure you're ripping fits, doing your job, and getting 11 guys to the football at all times. And I think we did, a pretty good job of that today. He made plays here and there, but I think we did that overall.
Michael, I think you have 75% of their offense. Hard for one guy to beat a team like you guys?
Yeah, I would say so for sure. I mean, it's going to take, a lot more than one. Especially how we play football here. We play a team football, all 11 guys, contributing in their own way and to get to the goal that we want to reach. So, yeah, I'd say that's pretty tough. That's not going to work too often against our defense.
You tackled him well early in the game, then he popped that 44-yarder, and then he seemed to get a little loose after that. Was that just your tackle wasn't there, or is that just he's just talented, he's just going to do that every once in a while?
Yeah, I think it came down to tackling. Like, we still got some things we need to get better at. We weren't perfect by any means, and we can still clean some of that stuff up now. Not so much in the beginning of the game, but later in the game, like you mentioned. But, they got good players, too. He made some good plays, but we'll continue to get better where we need to.
You got 1. How much are you going to hate the fact that you didn't get a 2?
Oh, yeah, that one's going to hurt for sure for a while. But, just got to flush it and move on. It would definitely, that's a safety's dream right there to get one like that. So, I'd be lying if I said it didn't hurt. But tough to be upset when you go home and you got, this little one right here to go home to. So, we'll learn from it and get on the jugs on Monday for sure.
Coach Entz says you own one or something?
He came and found me as soon as after the game said I own one, me and DT. So, like I said, we'll make sure we don't miss those in the future for sure.
4 targets, 4 catches. I mean, do you feel you're just getting more part of the passing game, or just feel comfortable now with the second start in a row here?
Yeah, I think it's definitely getting more comfortable with it. Seeing the ball from Cam. Last year didn't really run a lot of routes or get a lot of passes thrown to me. Just kept blocking, and I think that I'm seeing the ball a lot better, which is good. So.
How gratifying is it to have a game like this? You talked about it. You can get the ball thrown your way a whole lot last year. To have 2 games like this back to back now.
It's a lot different. It's exciting for sure, and just keep moving forward from here.
Mike, you guys almost had a few picks. What's your thoughts as captain? How well the secondary played?
I thought we played well. I thought we played really well. Not a whole lot of passing yards on us. Like I said, running back had some good plays here and there, but I think we played well as a secondary. We did good with our looks. We tackled better. We made plays on the ball, but there's a difference between good and great, and we got to finish on those. That's what the great ones do. So we know that we got to be better, and we'll turn those into interceptions next time.
You have a second chance to kind of give a knockout blow, like you said, maybe a couple of those turnovers where it could have really got out of hand a little bit.
Yeah, honestly, especially the nature of that play. Like I was running down and looking more at the man, but there's no excuse at all. The ball was in my hands, clear as day. So got to make that play. But it's just sometimes nature of the play happens like that. But you just got, like I said, you got to make the play. Then great ones make those plays.
You see number 44 in practice every day. How special a player is he?
Man, we all see it. It's not a secret. That guy's special. So, we'll just be on the sideline watching him do what he does, and we're just like, man, I'm glad he's on our team. So, he's fun. He's extremely fun to watch. Glad he's on our side of the ball for sure, and also a great leader by just doing what he does and the right way. He's soft-spoken, but he's going to do what he does, and I think he epitomizes what it means to be a Bison, coming out and doing what he needs to do every single day.
But when you see a 240-pound back making over his shoulder to catch on the shot sideline, obviously a nice throw, but just the athletic ability for a guy like that to make a play.
Yeah, it's just freakish. Like that's the best word for it, to be honest with you. I've honestly don't think I've ever seen a player like him. The way he's compact and kind of he's obviously big guy, but just the way he moves around and things that he can do is just it doesn't seem like it's possible, but. He's an outstanding player, and again, I'll say it again, I'm just glad he's on our team.
Joe led the team in targets and really showed up today. Do you feel more motivated now that you do have a big opportunity in front of you right now?
I think I've always been motivated. I think I've always had that mentality of trying to, keep getting better and better no matter what you are. No matter if you're the 1 or if you're the 4th string tight end. I think just always getting better is just a key thing for me.
Cam, when the offense gets firing off to as hot of a start as you guys did, with the rushing touchdowns early, kind of how much easier does it make your job in games like this?
I just think we started a lot faster than we did the first 2 weeks, or probably the last 2 weeks. South Dakota and Arizona, I didn't think we started very fast. So, scoring 2 out of the first 3 drives was huge for us. And, just to see that push from our offensive line was great to see.
You obviously led the way, but we have Kobe providing some solid, averaging 10 per carry. Kind of, what's it like being a part of that backfield when you have games like this when everyone's contributing?
Yeah, it's really nice because we got guys out there in multiple personnels taking reps off of other guys' reps, and it just makes it a lot easier when you can rely on other guys in the room like Kobe, Dom Ganella.
Cam, when the play call comes in to throw it over the shoulder there to Hunter, tell me about the emotion of that and then able to make a throw and him make a play like that.
Yeah, it was a different look than what we had practiced against all week. We thought we were going to get some sort of zone coverage, and Luepke was going to run by him, kind of like the JMU one, but that safety ran with him, and he just made a great catch. I just put it up there and knew he was going to make a play.
Does that feel similar to the James Madison play for you on the receiving end of that?
Yeah, I think so. It was right around the same area, so it was pretty similar. I wasn't, like Cam said, I wasn't expecting that safety to keep running with me, but he threw a wonderful ball, and I just went up and tried to make a play. So.
Is that part of the game people just don't know that your hands are about as good as anybody else's there to make a play like that?
Yeah, I put a lot of time in this off season with the jugs and with QBs after practice and Coach Roll just to try to add to my game. So.
Dan, second half, you guys were able to, you got some field goal drives, not touchdown drives. Were you satisfied with the second half? Do you feel like offensively maybe could have done a little more, or was that kind of just dictated by the score of the game at that point?
That's a good question. I think I definitely wasn't satisfied with only scoring 6 points in the second half. I felt like we were moving the ball really well. It's just situational football is something that we need to work on, scoring touchdowns in the red zone. I felt like we got to, the 35-yard line, and we kind of stalled a little bit. We couldn't get that big play to get us down there. And that's stuff that we'll clean up next week, and we'll get better.
Cam's game plan changed much with Stoffel in there and not, Gendorf or Stoffel picking right up where Noel was?
They're two different players, I think. Obviously we are kind of lacking a little depth in that position room, but Joe's done a great job. He's a kid that works really hard. He's very smart, and he's a kid that if you tell him to do something one time, he's going to do it. And he played a great game today. He did.
Another Hunter Brosio obviously had another touchdown fill that got called back. Is that something where now the fullbacks are trying to kind of get a little passing game? Can you just describe that part of the offense?
Yeah, I think we're just trying to create mismatches with the defense. Bros is pretty quick for his size too, so him matched up on a linebacker. We're just trying to get different matchups for everybody to get loose to get another shot at the end zone. So.
Cam, do you know about Hunter's touchdown streak he's got going here? Are the guys talking about that he's had now 8 games in a row that he's scored a touchdown?
No, honestly, I think if you asked anybody in the locker room, they would probably assume that he had that many touchdowns, in a row. But he's not a guy that's going to express himself and tell everybody that he's great, because everyone knows he's great and he knows he's great. So no, I didn't know that.